What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show today. This is Crypto Millionaires with Corey Geary, where we're trying to talk as many people as possible who've kind of had success in the crypto space to try to like pull out of them, pick their brain exactly how they did it, so we can kind of copy and paste, rinse and repeat, if you will, their success into our life. And that's what I did, guys, in real estate. As you guys know, all I did was copy and paste guys who were already doing the real estate space, who were already making millions of dollars, flipping houses, wholesaling houses, and I paid them and copied them exactly what they did, bought their courses, did everything step by step to do and replicate their success. And so we're doing the exact same thing here in the crypto space. And I am so blessed and honored to have Mr. Randy Hilarski on here. I have been watching his content since he started streaming, probably about, I would say, maybe 3 months ago, about the Shemitah series. And it was so interesting that I just got hooked, and I've been watching his show ever since. And I even shill his show to all our community that we have for everyone to watch, because I feel like he's got his mindset in the right place, where he doesn't fall into the narratives. He's very unbiased with his opinions. And I really appreciate that, because in the crypto space, you just don't see that. So, yeah, man, Mr. Randy Hilarski, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Corey. Just another beautiful day as a semi-retired guy, just enjoying life and promoting what I like, and talking about subjects that I like, and building a community around it. And it's growing pretty fast.
It has, man. And I've joined that community. Guys, if you want to check out Randy's Patreon, it's growing like fire. You guys should hop in there. He's dropping alpha every single day. In fact, you do like calls with your group once a week, right? I think I was on a call last week.
Yep.
And
we do strategy calls on Thursdays. Yeah. Like this week, it'll be in the morning, so our European friends can join. And the next week, it'll be in the evening. And I do 30-minute calls with everybody, as you know. And no permissions is the name of our newsletter and our Patreon. We're not asking anymore. that's the tagline. No permissions. We're not asking anymore. So that's what I've been working on. Finishing up the website. Going to be launching a course in April for newcomers to the crypto space.
Excited for that.
Yeah, to help people with, we're going to make it very simple. We're aiming at the over 40 crowd. Just because they have the money to get into crypto. It's just the gateway, that trying to get over the mindset that this shit is difficult, and make it easier for you guys.
That's exactly what we're doing with the whole real estate space, these guys. And we have a course too in a community and all that stuff. And what's who we target? We target the real estate guys, because these guys have money, but they're scared of the space. They're scared of the technology. They're scared of getting scammed. And so, like, I'll be very interested to see how you lay out your course and how you kind of spell it out to these guys. It's going to be super exciting. We'll even have you back on the show so you can shill it when it comes.
Well, thanks. Yeah, Ben Dubard partnered up with me for this. He's like a professional one-on-one coach.
Okay.
And he helps people, and people pay him a lot of money just to do like 1 hour to set up wallets and get them going in crypto. Well, we're taking it a whole other level, and I'm not really looking forward to it. And my other partner, he'll be in Spain. He's in Spain. Hopefully, he'll be in Panama pretty soon. We're gonna blow this thing up, man. I'm going into a bull run, and building in a bull run or in a bear run. Bear market is the best thing you could possibly do, because when the bull run comes, it's just going to be insanity.
It is. And I learned that from you about this podcast, about starting to create content in this space, is that you want to start in the bear, so that way you get some traction, and then you really blow up in the bull. And I learned that from you, and I was like, well, man, I need to start doing stuff now, not waiting for the bull. And like yourself, I'm a bit of I'm good on camera. I'm good talking with people. I'm a bit of a marketer myself. I learned marketing from the real estate space, and it's been a lot of fun so far. So, man, tell us about your story. Like, you've been in crypto for a long time, and I feel like you're one of those OG guys. And kind of give us a synopsis of your success. Like, did you get into Bitcoin back in 2013, 14, or Ethereum day one? Like, what's some of your success stories? What's kind of made Randy, who Randy is today, where you're living in Panama, basically retired, and you only do the content in the group, in my opinion, because you do it out of passion because you love the space, and I know it's not because you need to do it. And so, like, give us the whole enchilada, man. I want to know.
Yeah. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I'm also a hospital corpsman.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. I usually go off on a rant about that. Thank you for your service thing. Post 9/11 bullshit.
Oh, right.
Because no one said that to me before 9/11.
Well, I know, right? It was not a thing.
No, it was not. No one cared about if we were in the service or not back then. So yeah, I did 7 years. I was stationed in Sicily most of my time. I did a lot of time in Italy, and then I also got to experience Panama. In 97, I came here for a deployment. I think it was Hurricane Hugo was going through Puerto Rico, and my barracks room was on the first floor of the barracks. And they said, "Hey, Hilarski, there's no other rooms, so we got to send you somewhere. It's either going to Iceland or Panama." And I said, I don't like ice. I'm from Rochester, New York. I don't want to see any more of that.
Isn't Iceland green and Greenland's ice? Isn't it like the opposite? That's what I always remember.
Iceland's ice, man.
Is that okay?
Iceland's ice.
I've never been to either one, and I just remember in school when they taught it to us to think of the opposite. But okay,
yeah, but Greenland's the greener one for sure.
Okay,
especially the southern part. And I said, send me to Panama. So I came here, and I was here for about 3 months, and just fishing every weekend. Go for walks. I'm seeing monkeys everywhere and toucans. I'm like, this is paradise. I'm like, this is amazing. I would love to live like this someday. But I'm a jobber, right? At the time, I was just a poor pleb, just working a job. And I got out of the Navy, and I worked in sales for a while. Hey, Dane's here. And
Dane's popping in while.
So, guys, it'll be short and sweet this morning, but I wanted to make sure I was here for a little bit.
All right, cool, bro.
We're in the middle of Randy's story. Go ahead, Randy. Sorry.
Yeah. So then I was a nurse. And I would work as a nurse for a couple of years. I get burnt out because I worked in psych, mental health, where people wanted to kill me every day. And then then I would go back to sales. So I was a master salesman at Sprint, the Sprint PCS, back when the Sprint was a big thing in Columbus, Ohio, and I was the top salesman like 3 months out of the year. I did an amazing job. Sales is my thing, man. And then I also was a top salesman. I was a master Volkswagen salesman in auto dealership. So I did really good with car sales too. I was one of the few, like 300 master Volkswagen salesmen in the U.S. at the time, and I was one of them for going through all the courses of VW and stuff like that. So I've always been a VW guy, and that's just made sense to me. So I was living in Tampa during the financial crisis in 2008.
In 2008, the last.
Yeah, I was 2006 to 2008. So I saw the peak. Yep. I saw the trough, and the trough was ugly. And I was working at St. Joseph's Hospital, right down by the stadium. And my God, man, people suicidal over losing their homes.
Yeah, in real estate, we had a hard money lender here in Phoenix during that time. Basically, blow his brains out because he'd lost so much money. He had so much money out there in the marketplace, and it all went to zero, or nearly zero, and then. Yeah, he ended up killing himself. So we saw a lot of that in that financial crisis. Lehman Brothers collapsed, and it was just it was catastrophic all the way around. I wasn't an investor by any means then. I was working in the casino. I was a blackjack dealer back then. But I remember it, man. It was insane. So
it was very sad. And I worked with professional athletes that were there. They were losing their houses too. The guys had just maybe they get out of the MLB or NFL. Tampa is a haven for retired athletes. So many of them. There's a ton. WWE wrestlers, those kind of guys.
Yeah.
It was a great place to live, but I had to get out because it was too depressing. So I went back to Rochester, New York. I bought a foreclosed house. I think I told you. I picked it up for $18,500. Yep. I lived there for 2 years, or actually 3. You had to sign a contract that you would stay there. I was the only bidder on the house because the FHA had a rule.
FHA, yep, we're very familiar with FHA auctions.
Yeah, but you have to stay in the house for 2 years. I was the only bidder, and I picked it up. It was a water damaged house. The floors were all destroyed because of water damage, so nobody wanted to buy it. I fixed it for like $13,000. Put in beautiful floors. It was gorgeous. So that was my one real estate deal in my life.
Your one flip.
My one flip, and then I was working at the Volkswagen dealership and I was just so depressed. I'm like, oh man, I miss Tampa. I miss the weather. I miss all this. I hate this snow. All my friends have left Rochester. What am I going to do? You know, I just gone through a divorce. I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. So I just one day I met a girl online. She was Panamanian and she lived down here. And I said, you know what? Screw it. Called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm going to rent out the house and I'm moving to Panama. She's like, what?
So this is before crypto then. This is
before crypto.
Like, so you're like, hey, I'm in love with this place. I want to go back down there.
Yeah.
You know, now I met this girl. And so this is way before crypto. Okay, wow. It's funny how it links up into your crypto, you know, journey perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I came down here and the girl thing didn't work out. It was
okay.
Our personalities didn't jive. So I ended up getting my own place. I worked at a gold and silver company here. I was in their sales department. They were at the old cold calling, you know, they're in there all day long, the boiler room. And I never made one call. When I was at the dealership, I was the internet sales manager. So I had learned all the skills of running Facebook groups and being part in and dealing in Facebook groups. So I was in about 3 or 4 different big gold and silver groups. And these guys were all my friends. This is where I met guys like Jeff Berwick of Dollar Vigilante and, you know, Tacoa De Silva of Kitco or Sprott Management, some of these other big silver, you know, I'm dropping names. You guys probably don't even know who they are, but they're big wigs. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in this group with these guys. And when they found out I was selling gold and silver, remember this is 2011, things were rocketing. Silver went from just $8 shortly before and it was up to like $42, $43 an ounce.
Holy.
So people were making big money and the FOMO was there and I was getting messages. Hey, Randy, I want to buy 50K worth of silver. Hey, Randy, could I get, 10 gold ounces bar? And the manager, the German guys that owned the company are like, whoa, what are you doing, man? How are you doing this? And I said, well, I just do online marketing. I'm just, running Facebook ads and things like that. They're like, holy crap. Okay. Can you do this for all of our companies? I'm like, yeah. Okay. We're going to partner with you. We're going to start up a 13th company.
Nice.
They were washing it. You know what they were doing. Uh-huh. So they're like, hey, yeah, we'll start a 13th company, but we can't have you on the we can't have you on the paperwork because you're American, because of all the FATCA rules and all these other rules that the U.S. government has. So I did that with them. I had no idea what was going on. I was naive. I didn't know anything about laundering and stuff like that. So I just did a whole bunch of marketing for all these companies, and that's when I found Bitcoin. I was writing articles about gold and silver and real estate.
What year would you say you found Bitcoin?
Found 2011.
Okay.
Because that's when I was writing the articles. But actually buying was 2014.
2014. And
January 2014.
How much was Bitcoin in your first buy? Just curious.
$450.
$450.
Yeah.
and Bitcoin hit 69K.
Yeah. And it proceeded to drop. I got in during a bear market. So it hit that first $1,000 and then it was on its way down. I hit 450 and then it went all the way down to about 228 or 230 or something like that.
Okay.
And then I got involved with a bunch of scams, like these mining scams and stuff. It's a learning curve. And I was buying coins that I shouldn't be buying. I was sending them the wallets that I didn't understand and losing them. I've lost a couple of houses worth of coins. It's ridiculous, man. Because at the time they're like $6 or $7 a coin, but at the peak of 2017 they're like 1,300. Each coin. I sent a good chunk. It's like, oops, learning experiences, right?
Yes.
That's the name of the game. But ever since 2014, I've been in crypto. 2016 full time.
2016 full time. And what was some more? Obviously, we know Hex was a catalyst for your success in crypto. What was another? So a Bitcoin, obviously, because that's gonna be your first. And then in between there, was there any other explosive cryptos that made it for you?
Sure. For my first 10x was Lisk, Lisk. Yeah, that would be 2015. That was my first ICO. My friend, one of my German friends wrote me, Philip, and he's like, hey, Randy, he goes, check out Lisk. I had already opened up, I had a private trading group on Facebook. And there was only at the time, there's about 20 of us in there. And these guys were all super wealthy. And Phil's like, hey, check out Lisk. I'm like, okay. I think $1,000 in it. And just 6 weeks later, it was 10 grand. I was like, addicted. Addicted. Let's do this.
Right.
So that there was that one, and then I launched I did an ICO with a company. I was their marketing manager, and they paid me in ETH, and it was
Wow.
late 2016, so it had to be October or so 2016. They paid me 400 ETH to help them do their social media and stuff during their ICO.
400 ETH.
Yeah. I think they raised about 4 million for that ICO. It was like a competitor to Uber that was based in Austin, Texas. I can't even remember the name of it now because I've done like 40 launches. So it's like there's so many of it that I did. And my jackass, we said, oh, okay, why don't we go to the Latin American Bitcoin conference in Buenos Aires? My wife's like, yeah, let's go to Buenos Aires. The 400 ETH paid for the whole trip. But
you sold it.
Sold all the ETH. The ETH was like 10. It got up to about $10 at the time. We used it all to pay for our trip in December to go to Buenos Aires, and then a year later, it was $1,400 each.
Oh, I know. And we took $5,000 the last bull run. Oh my!
It's like so. I've had this happen multiple times. It's not the first. And then we get into Steemit. You guys got to check out Steemit's still around, and now they have a fork called Hive where you can blog and do social media, and you can vote each other up and make money and stuff like that. It's like Twitter, but you can do whole blog posts and embed your videos, and it's great, man. So I had a really strong following on Steemit, and these social media companies that were launching saw that I had a strong following, so they started paying me to post on Steemit. So I started doing that during the ICO phase of 2017. I was writing like Aave, for example. I was actually writing articles about Aave on Steemit before the ICO.
Yeah, so, what a great protocol too.
Yeah, and people, there's a lot of coins out there that people use that I'm associated with. That I was like a black hand in the back, that no one knew I was there. But I was on the team as like a consultant to help with their social media and those kind of things. It's just how I worked. Had a good time. Steemit, we were making in the beginning. My first day in Steemit, I made $5,200 my first article because Dan Larimer, the founder, he's also one of the guys who talked to Satoshi Nakamoto back in the day in the chat rooms.
Wow.
He's a founder of BitShares, Steemit, EOS, and something else. So Dan and I were good friends, and they had the Steemit platform, but they were not good at social media. They were terrible. Yeah. And I'm like, I wrote Dan and Ned, the other founder, a curse-laced email. Like, what the F are you guys doing? How can you launch a social media project that you have no idea how social media works? Right? I said, hire me as your social media manager. An hour later, you're hired, Randy. Can you start now? So we, for the next year and a half, we worked with the Steemit team, working on their social media and helping them, get their word out. And we were making, if I make a post, my wife will make a post, $500-$600 a day just in sharing a picture.
Would they pay you in crypto?
Of course, no. Steemit was crypto. Steem was the cryptocurrency.
The cryptocurrency that they're paying you in. And
yeah, and I could just change that for Bitcoin. Got it. So Anna would come to me and she'd be like, she goes, I feel like going shopping today. I'm like, okay, go share a post on Steemit. So she should go share a post on Steemit and she get like $200. I said, okay,
what a life. Let's go out for a nice steak tonight. Okay, well, go build a post, share it, and then let's go.
It was out of control. So we went to all their conferences. We went to, the first one was in Amsterdam. That was Anna's first time getting apps. She had a moon cake, and she went straight to the moon. I had to blockade. I had to blockade our room door because I thought she was going to run around the place naked or something. The whole hotel. I didn't know it was out of control. Then the next one we went to Lisbon, so I made a lot of contacts there. That's why I met the Aave team and wrote articles for those guys. And the next one was Krakow, Poland, and that was 2019. That was, or 2018. I think it was 2018. That was the day that Bitcoin had come off 20,000. Right, that was the 2017 peak, and then it came down and hit 3,000 again. And we were in the Sheraton in Krakow, and I only had one Bitcoin on my wallet. On my phone, I had one Bitcoin, and that was for our whole trip in Europe. And we were going to be gone for, I think it was 6 weeks, 6 weeks total in Europe.
And it was 20,000 when you left.
No, it was like 6,500 when I left.
Okay.
And now overnight it dropped to 3,000 something. And
you lost half.
And I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, we didn't bring any more money with us. What are we going to do? We don't have any credit cards with us. We thought that our Bitcoin would be sufficient. So I had to call my mom. My mom had to PayPal me like $2,000 just to get through the rest of the trip. So we're in Austria. After we left, we went to Krakow, then we went to Vienna, where one of our cement friends lived. She let us stay in her Airbnb, and we're like, okay, what do we do? Vienna's super freaking expensive, and we only have this much money. We were here for 3 weeks, so and it's the middle of winter. It's Christmas time, and we're like, we got to be like paupers. We're eating at food stands and stuff because I didn't understand that crypto could be so volatile on the downside as well as the upside. So,
oh boy,
that was a learning experience. So we went from being millionaires in January 2018, the week my son was born, down to be less than 5 figures in less than 10 months. It was, man, that was painful.
And that right there is a great lesson. I know you teach it all the time on your show about taking profits.
Yes.
Pulling money off the table while we're in the heat of the moment, even though we don't want to, because the euphoria is there, and that's a control of emotion.
Your chemicals are firing. They're like,
you just want to keep it rolling. You're like, let's go. It's going to the moon. And you got to like pull back, control the emotion, and take some off the table.
Yeah. It was no different than when I lived in Tampa. And Tampa is a haven for strip clubs, right? So there's strippers everywhere. And strippers would have like 10 apartments in 2006, 2007. They keep signing loans with.
They own like 10 houses.
Yeah. They won't put their income on there. They're getting loan after loan and buying up all these houses. And they're like, oh, this is going to last forever. I'm going to be super rich. And then the collapse came and they lost all their houses.
Yeah, we should have known when all the strippers and taxi cab drivers had a portfolio of 10 houses that we were at the real estate top. Yeah. That should have been our sign. Just kind of like how the people say the last hex top was when people were dancing on Eric Wall's coffin.
On Twitter. I forgot about that.
That was the hex top.
and I rage quit Dollar Vigilante that week too.
Did you really?
They were still talking crap about hacks, and I said, F all you guys. You guys need to bow. You guys pumped and dumped your pirate chain coin. Why don't you just bow to hacks? We just destroyed y'all. And then a week later we were back down to like 40 cents. I was like,
you're like, uh-oh. Oh man. Well, let me go through some of these comments here. We have a lot of people tuning in today, which is awesome. We got the Harmonic Hetzikin. Love Randy. Yes, we all do, just because he just has very unbiased opinions and he's got great stories. And and actually, Randy, man, we're going to be meeting in person. I think me and Dane are coming out to Panama in maybe March-ish. We got to get it on the calendar. I can't remember when we were. Maybe it was May. Okay. March or May, but we're going to be coming out there. We got some real estate guys who are out there too, who are going to go out there and visit. And I was like, man, we're going to go out there. We're going to see Randy.
Cool.
So we'll keep you in the loop. But
problem solver. The airport. Hey, problem solver.
Oh, what's that?
Problem solver.
Yeah, Randy is the man. Oh, you picked him up at the airport.
I'll pick you up at the. I'll pick everybody up at the airport.
Oh yeah, we would love that, man. We would love it. And you show us around. Ted Nelson, Randy, yes sir. And we got my brother on, Randy Hilarski. Go, sir, yes. Shamrock Gents, all right.
And thanks everybody for joining the Patreon. I see a lot of our Patreon guys are in here.
A lot of the Patreon member groups. Yeah,
it's very helpful.
Fire group, man, just dropping alpha. And what I love about it, man, is you're able to get on those Zoom calls in the private and talk about all the stuff that we really can't talk about on YouTube sometimes, right? Because we're scared of like getting canceled. And so that's what I love about that, because we can just like, hey Randy, how do you really feel?
I have to catch myself when I live stream. My mother reminds me. She's like, be careful what you say.
Yeah, I see her on there, man. And she's a dedicated follower of yours, I see, which is awesome, man.
Well, she's made a lot of money with crypto.
Oh, awesome. Oh, our good friend Josh, he's a real estate guy. He's made a crap ton in real estate, and now he's transitioning over to crypto. And, he's kind of doing what me and Dane are doing and continuing our wealth journey via crypto. Great
Well,
guest. Love Randy.
The bull run is on its way. We're not too far away.
On his way. Josh just joined your Patreon, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Human Heads Trafficker. Oh, snap. Dad Brim. Oh, you got the Dad Brim hat on for the win.
I mean, I love the straight brim ones, but I even had to curve this. You see it?
when I wear hats, which is very rare when I wear hats, I do the Dad Brim. I'm not a flat brim kind of guy. It's just not my style. Maybe because I guess I'm on the older side. I'm 46. And so like when I went to high school, we didn't do flat brim.
No.
It was not my style. So, I don't feel comfortable in it. Unlike you. Josh, he has the 30-minute on Monday.
Perfect.
Pepper him with questions, Josh, that you want him to answer that he can't answer on YouTube. That's what I did.
No.
That's what I did. It was fun. Corey Investor. What's up, Corey and Randy? I see you, man. Hey, guys, follow Corey Investor. He's actually a rap artist who loves to rap about crypto, mainly Hex, but he's got some great songs and he's wrote a lot of good stuff for our community. So, guys, follow Corey Investor.
I've been here since day one. Day one.
Yeah, it's been here since day one. I want to have him on the show sometimes too to talk about his journey. And man, he's just a great guy. So, guys, follow.
Hey, as he said, he was on Steam as well.
Oh, okay. Cool. Randy, the half Italian,
half
Polish Hexican brother in the house. Let's go. Bang, bang. Hex over 5 cents. Yes. Oh, my word. I woke up today and I was like, holy crap, we're over 5 cents. And actually, it shot up to that 4.7 about like 2 or 3 days ago. And obviously, I wanted to DCA some more, man. And it came back down and we DCA'd in. And I bought a little bit at the 4.7. I'm like, man, I bought the local top. And I was like, and then I DCA'd in when it came back down. And then now we're up over 5 cents. So, man, it's just awesome.
What happened was for a short period there, the liquidity went really low. So people who were selling dipped the price fast and it came back up fast. But I heard this morning that somebody added 2 million liquidity.
I saw it on Twitter. I follow the Hex Whale bot, and that gives you like all the buy and sells in the big liquidity positions when they're getting added and taken away. So
so what happens for those guys who do not know, what that means is that now there's a 2 million cushion of liquidity, which means it'll be more difficult for the price to drop.
Yep, absolutely. And I think 5 cents there's enough. There is support there if you're a TA kind of guy. And so we see dip down to about, around the 5 cent, maybe a little below the 5 cent. And ideally, we should see another takeoff or a bounce at that point. So we'll see. Also dependent on news from RH, because that's where all this is coming from. It's just that we're getting closer to V3. He's been doing a lot of updates, which I'm so grateful for. And it's just, it's super, super bullish.
Yeah. Imagine if we do a quick 10x from here. Yeehaw!
It could. It could. Good morning from Ruben. What's up, my buddy? How we doing? SMO Spider. Love it. Corey Investor Steam. It was where I started in my vlogging too. Interesting. Yeah, Corey, we got to have you on. I would love to hear your story. Now that it's kind of similar to Randy's journey. I love that.
Steam, you guys have no idea how much fun Steam was. And wow. The Steam community is very similar to Hex. There's a lot of women.
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, it's just a sausage fest in crypto, I'm like, that's not my experience in crypto. My experience was Steam and Hex, and both have a lot of women.
Hex has got a ton of them, man. And I mean, it's insane how many we see. Like, for example, and some of them I feel like are even more knowledgeable than the men. Like KDP, holy crap, bro. That woman, she's like a dev, the stuff that she talks about. And man, she's always just so positive, doesn't have the FUD, that men have. I feel like men have all the FUD.
Yeah, we're emotional, or we're emotional in a different way. We want to pull out the knife every time someone pisses us off.
Or when the price is dipping.
Yeah.
We want to pull the knife out and start a war. It's like, geez.
My private group got so bad in 2019, early 2019, that I actually left my own private Facebook group. And I said, I'm out of here, guys. You guys are pissing me off. It's so negative. I can't deal with this anymore. And so I left and never went back.
It's funny because I mean, I've been here since pre-Pulse X sacrifice. in the RH community. And I watched it go from kumbaya to everyone hating each other and want to kill each other. And now, like, even on these little tiny pumps that we get, I look in Twitter, like this morning when I'm scrolling through, I didn't see any hate. I didn't see any FUD, where you see it every day when the price is getting, it's hemorrhaging. It's basically just going down to the right instead of up.
It's a little bit, people get drinking a little bit, they're living in their mom's basement. They're working at McDonald's. And the price is getting hammered.
I guess, man. There's just some of them. I mean, I don't get it, man. And some of them are creating projects. I don't want to mention names on here. Some of them are just, and then the toxicity that comes out of their mouth is just like, God, is that really how? And they're Hexicans too, and they're just pissed off because their bags are down. And like you said, maybe they're living out of mom's basement.
That's what
they're
a
little drunk and, just don't over leverage yourself. That's the key.
Absolutely.
Dope Clover says, glad you got Randy in the show. I watched the show on replay at his time slot around 3 a.m. in the UK. Yeah,
nice.
I catch a show every day if I can. Another great day for Hexicans. Yes, sir. I agree. And we touched 5.5. Let's go. I know. Holy crap, man. I feel like if Richard Hart does a V3, any kind of announcement, we might see 10 quick. Like, it's crazy what the momentum we're getting.
Yeah, we saw 10 cent moves like in days last year in 2020.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 years ago now. Time's flying.
Time is flying. That's why we have, it's all pent up. It's ready for a good bull run as far as Hex is concerned. I mean, I don't believe we're in the Bitcoin bull run quite yet, but definitely with we can have our own mini bull run with this whole
we're 6 to 8 weeks out from the typical beginning of the accumulation phase for a bull run.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here after this last comment. Very, very interested what your thought process is. But Doc Clover says, would like to know if you both have an end game for crypto. This is a great question. Or will this most likely be a sector of your portfolio for the rest of your lives? As I'm not sure how crypto will look in 10 years. And so I'll answer this a little bit first, Randy, and I would love to hear yours. This is a great question. So, Doc Clover, obviously I got into crypto, for number go up, right? And I feel like that's why everyone kind of gets into crypto is you get the shine. We all have shiny object syndrome, especially entrepreneurs and guys. And, I come from the real estate space. And so like, I see people making money in crypto. I'm like, well, I want to learn how to do this. I get in the bull run. I get wrecked. I'm following the influencers, the common ones that and they're shilling me coins and I'm buying them. And I buy the top like an idiot. I put 6 figures in and I get wrecked. And that's where I find Richard Hart. It was right before the Paul Sex sacrifice. So I get in because I want number go up. But as I'm going deeper in the rabbit hole and I'm learning the utility case and learning what crypto really is about, to give us self-sovereignty, to give our freedom, and to be our own bank. I'm learning to be a node validator right now. I just hired Gamma to mentor me one-on-one to be a node validator. So I'm where people say like I come for number go up and I stay for the tech. I feel like that's going to be part of my story because I'm falling in love with the tech, even though it sounds kind of corny and you hear it all the time. I mean, I'm in it for number go up. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say I'm in it for the tech like everybody else because no, I'm in it to make wealth. But I do love the tech and I love what crypto stands for. I love the ideologies, the mindsets, people like Randy here. And so I'll be staying for a while, even if I pull out and take profit to the next bull run, which I plan on doing. I plan on being responsible this time around. And I plan on staying for a while, and learn how to give more value to the community, whether it's just doing a lot of content like this, whether it's running my node validator, whether it's, maybe, I don't know, marketing with some projects in the future. I don't know what my story will turn into, but I'm in love with this space. And so that's kind of my answer. And so, yeah, I think a sector of my portfolio will always be there for the rest of my life. I will also be using real estate to offset a lot of my gains for tax purposes in the future. So like if I offload a few $1 million in the next bull run, obviously I'm going to want to park that somewhere in tax so I can get depreciation on my real estate. unless I do something crazy, move to Panama and hang out with Randy every day, and we just go on the beach, and we'll see what my future beholds. But that's kind of my story. So Randy, I'll kind of like to let you chime in, tell me what your thesis on this is.
Yeah. Sure. So I think that crypto is a new parallel financial system, and pretty soon it will be the financial system. So I think that everything's coming here. Stock market, the real estate market will be on NFTs. Gold and silver is already happening. NFTs with a company Load that I help out. So you got all this stuff that's coming to our sector. We're a toddler right now. We're still in toddler phase. That's why there's rug pulls. That's why there's no regulation. It's just an absolute mess, So it's getting better. It's getting better. So all the centralized stuff that we dealt with, I think that was a test by the bankers and stuff to see if they could control crypto, and they just absolutely messed it up. So that gave us one more nice bull cycle to maybe grab it by the neck and say, this is ours. This is ours. Let's do it the decentralized way. We still have an opportunity to win this as humans, as the people, to not have something 100% co-opted by the bankers. So
I love that.
So I'm very excited that, I want to go real estate now. I mean, this next bull run, I'm doing real estate. I've got one of my friends here. Yeah. My buddy here in Panama, he's got 60 hectares, which is about 130 acres, I think. And he's got another 150 that his neighbor has that is for sale. So he's got 4 hills. He said, Randy, pick which hill you want. It's out in the middle of nowhere and next to the mangroves where all the birds come for their migrations. And it's, it's got sloths everywhere and coatis. It's gorgeous in the middle of the jungle. And because I'm not getting locked down again, I'm not doing that shit. So I want a secondary house. And so that'd be my first piece of real estate. And then we'll probably start doing beach houses and stuff like that.
I always say, and this is my new journey in crypto. Crypto is going to be my wealth creation, legacy wealth, where real estate's made me a millionaire. And I feel like crypto could even, 10x, 100x that, whatever real estate's done. So crypto's wealth creation, real estate is wealth preservation. So where you're wanting to park your money, hold on to it, offset some gains, tax gains like in the United States here, and just continue to make cash flow, stuff that you can hand down to your son or daughter in the future when you go. And so that's what real estate's really good for. And so, that's how I'm going to utilize the two in the future.
They work great together. I'll never own a stock, traditional stock. I think all that stuff's coming to crypto.
Yeah. So, yeah. I agree.
I want to, your brother's worried about Tiber. He's sleeping, the beta.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be sleeping.
I just fed him. So, he's got to sleep off the breakfast.
Right. Yeah. And touch one more thing on the 10 years part. I really feel like crypto does it fixes a problem in humanity, and that's the monetary problem that we have. So that's the 10-year vision. So I think crypto is definitely going to be around in 10 years. How will it look? I'm not sure. That's why now I don't advocate for 15-year stakes just because I'm not sure how the landscape's going to look then. I hope Hex is around and still the top dog. And in that case, great. I do have some 5.55s, but I'm a big advocate of market cycle stakes now just because I want to take profits. I want to capitalize on the wealth while it's here. And so have some 5.55 because obviously we do want the opportunity to maybe have that moon bag, but I wouldn't say put your whole portfolio that way. So, but 10 years, I for sure believe it's going to be here. So
it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
It might be regulated. You'll have your regulated coins and stuff.
Yeah. And maybe we start to see the crypto space more instead of having those 100,000x, 10,000x gains, maybe it reacts more like the stock market, where you still have your bull and bear cycles, but they're more on percentages where you go up 40%, up 50%, down 20%. That kind of cycle versus where you're up, 100x and you're down 98%, and then you're up 1,000x.
It'll be more tempered.
Yeah.
I just want to say I just pulled up my Staker app. Wow.
Yeah.
Popping off.
Mine too. I'm glad I've been DCAing this whole entire last dip. I DCA down at the 1.8 cents. I picked up some bag there. I picked up some bag in the mid 2s. And then I even picked up some bag in the mid 4s, right? So like I've been just DCAing my way in, building my position, which we always preach DCA. Never ape in your whole bag. Leave some dry powder for some good dips, some pullbacks. And that's the way to
When people talk crap about DCA, I'm like, what are you talking about? Every person I know that's a good investor, they all use DCA.
Absolutely. Oi from Red Squirrel. We got a question from Josh or a statement. Randy, what would you suggest for someone wanting hex that missed the 2-cent range, hoping to make a few X's and want to get ready to buy Pulse? This is a great question.
Yeah, we just discussed it. DCA is your only way at this point. The thing that's cool is that you still might have an opportunity the price could dip. There's no guarantee the price is going up.
Yep. And it might dip after V3. Maybe price goes up, hits 10 cents, and you got some whales who do the buy the rumor, sell the news. You talk about this all the time, Randy. And they buy the rumor, sell the news after V3 launches, and then it goes down and hits the 2 to 3 cent range again because we're stagnant again for 2 to 3 months while we're waiting for Pulse Chain. And so, like, it can easily do that. And so there will be opportunities. And if not, DCA a little bit right now. I wouldn't on the green candle. I'd wait for a pullback to hit the support, and then DCA a bag in. That way, just in case it doesn't go back to it, you've gotten yourself a bag. That's what I always like. That's why DCA is always the answer.
DCA is powerful.
Yep, and hoping to make a few X's and want to get ready to buy a Pulse. Yeah, if you're going to play the buy the rumor, sell the news, I think there's opportunity not only at V3. But obviously, when Richard Hart comes out and says, hey, here's the block height for Pulse Chain, and because I do believe he will give a little bit of announcement. It might not be that much, but I think he's going to have to do some kind of announcement because people need to pull their liquidity and to shift stuff around. And so I'm hoping anyways. It's no guarantee. This is not financial advice. I am speculating on these things. Whether we have a pump at V3 and then we have a pump at Pulse Chain. I am speculating 100%, but that's how I'm playing my cards for the most part. And so, yeah, good stuff. Jeremy has another one. Question, fellas. Did the State of the Union address from last night from President Sleepy Joe affect any of the price pump we're seeing today?
Did somebody talk? I didn't know who.
I didn't even know either that Sleepy Joe. I won't say his full name because I don't want to get banned off YouTube. But yeah, I don't even know if he. I guess he addressed the State of the Union, and I'm going to have to go back and watch that. My brother must have seen that. I'm going to give him a call shortly.
Let's get the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, get the Cliff Notes. Obviously, he didn't affect crypto too much because we're still seeing pretty good gains across the space. I don't know where BTC's at this morning. I didn't even check because I was so excited with the hex chart. I didn't even see what BTC.
What's funny is that even though I'm not into politics that much at all, I think that the Democrats are actually more pro crypto than the Republicans. Because you saw Trump, he just blew it off. He's like, Bitcoin's a scam.
They'll come around. I've heard Trump is actually starting to get more crypto friendly. And you're right, they are. But in general, if Republicans got voted back in office in 2024, that's super bullish for the stock market.
Okay.
Which a lot of that liquidity would bleed over into crypto. I think either way, it's bullish. If Democrats are going to try to get back into office, they're going to have to do some, save the economy, if you will, right before, hey, look, I saved the economy. Let's vote us back in kind of trick. And that's going to be bullish for crypto, obviously. And then, of course, Republicans, they get voted in. It's bullish for the stock markets. And so,
yeah, I keep mentioning the thing about they have to, that's why at the end of the year, there won't be any tightening. It'll be loosening.
I think so too, man. I think we might see one or two more on the 25 basis points. And then I think they're going to hold it. I'm speculating again, guys. I have no clue. I'm just a guy on YouTube making some speculations, but I'm pretty in the know with monetary policy, following that, obviously being in real estate and other masterminds. And I believe, man, they're going to do maybe one or two more at 25. They're going to hold it for maybe like 6 months at that rate. And then I think we're going to start to see some loosening, like you said. And it'd be funny, man, because it might line up perfectly with your Shemitah series in the Jubilee, where Jubilee is on the September, you said, the 9th month.
It ends in September.
Wouldn't it be funny if that's when they started loosening?
That'd be perfect lineup.
Wouldn't that be funny, man?
People will say I was a genius. I'm not a genius. I just follow cycles.
You're just following cycles and listening to what you're just educating yourself. That's all it is. It's education and listening to people who are smarter than us. That's my theme in life, man. I want to be in rooms with people smarter than me, and that's why I bring you guys on.
I think also the war with Russia that's going to come to an end soon. They can't keep going.
I hope
longer.
so, man. Poor Ukraine. I got a buddy out in Ukraine that I talked to once.
I feel bad for the Russians.
Yeah, them too. Yeah,
their whole economy is getting destroyed because some psychopath wants to continue a war, and on the other side, it's the psychopaths on our side of the world that want to continue the war. So I'm tired of these psychopaths.
Me too, man.
I mean, can we just? The people want peace. Let the people have their peace. Get rid of these people. Get the guillotines out, man.
Yep. We want peace, freedom, and to be left the hell alone.
Absolutely.
That's all we want. Let me just make memories, my friends and family, and that's it. And then why control everything around me and turn everything into socialism? Just please. I'm gonna get banned if we keep talking about this. Okay.
I know.
All right. Corey Investor. That's the issue, Randy. A majority of people are not trained or not aware of savvy investor that they can learn from. Yeah. So most get wrecked and leave the space. Yep. And good point, Corey, because when I got wrecked in the last bull run, I did get wrecked. Had I just been like, oh, this is a scam, it's a Ponzi, and throw my hands up, then of course I wouldn't be in the space. I wouldn't be experiencing our gains today. I wouldn't be seeing my portfolio grow, which it has been all throughout this bear run. And I know it's going to be generational wealth. And so, yeah, that's where 90% of retail, that's what happens to them. They get wrecked in the bull runs. They come in because the news is advertising, hey, everyone's buying Lamborghinis. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. Michael Saylor said this. Yeah. It's guaranteed.
It's the media.
It's the media, and they pump everybody in. Then they wreck them. They use them as exit liquidity, and then they give up on it. They give up on the space. And so me, myself, I was like, no, I'm going to buckle down and learn this. Just like I did do anything. I did the same thing in real estate, man. My third deal, I lost $250,000. I lost my 401k money. I lost my previous flip money. I lost my life savings. And I was like, I'm not going to give this up. I want to buckle down and learn this because that was the only way I was going to get my money back. And same with crypto. When I lost that 100K, in the beginning of my journey, buying the top with all the influencers. I mean, every time I buy a coin, it would dump because they would pump it. I'd buy it and it would dump. And I'm like
what's wrong here?
What am I doing wrong here? And I knew the only way I was going to get my money back if I continued forward and start listening to people like yourself and really starting to learn what this space is all about, how it operates. And that's exactly a good point. So got Josh, thank you. Suggestion on best way to buy Pulse for someone who has none. I'll let you go on this one, Randy.
All right. So the easiest way, I think, is to own ERC20s. They're going to be copied over at the fork, and you'll be able to sell your ERC20s because every single coin is going to have liquidity, every single one.
Yep.
And anything that's an ERC20 on the Ethereum network right now. So you'll be able to sell those and get some pulse. I would not go the path that everyone is telling you to go. Everyone's telling you to buy Hex. I'm not going that path.
Me neither.
When all the lemmings are going one way, go the other way.
Go the other way. In fact, I'm going to be doing, when you guys are swapping your P-Hex into Pulse and Pulse X, I think me and Randy are going to be buyers of that P-Hex.
Damn it, Corey. You're not supposed to tell the secrets.
Don't tell the secrets. I mean, we only got 41. There's thousands and thousands that are going there. They've been talking that narrative, Randy, for the last year and a half since Pulse Chain's been, announced, and you still see it with all the influencers.
Get your copy. Sell your copy for Pulse.
Get your copy.
Thousands of people are doing that. That strategy is not going to work.
Yeah. I want to always go the opposite of the general crowd, right? And that's how you make money. And so, and maybe not. Maybe they don't trade it out, and I'll just keep an eye on it. If I see it go one way, I'll go that way. Like maybe Pulse X. That's another one. I think Pulse X might take a big dip, and because people are going to be using Pulse X to get their pulse back, the ones who miss a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people went in heavier on that because of that. And you're going to want to go the other direction. If you're seeing that, you're going to want to go the other direction. So,
That's right.
And I love Pulse X, man. I think it's going to be explosive. I think with the single side staking and now with not liquid loans, but Power City and their protocol to back it up with the vaults and minting the stable coins, you can take leverage out against it. I don't recommend on this show to do leverage, but if done smartly, it can make you a lot of money, and just a lot of bullish momentum around Pulse X with the buy and burn. And so, don't sleep on it. So lights out. Good morning, everyone. Doc Clover, brother. What do you imagine could be next after Pulse Chain has released and has been running for 6 months? Wallet?
Yeah, wallet. And plus you're going to have so many projects coming to Pulse Chain. It's going to, I keep telling everyone, the airdrops that we're going to get is going to be ridiculous. If you have, I'm sorry guys, if you didn't participate in the sacrifices, but if you did sacrifice for Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and you do have hex stakes, this next year, you don't need to sell your crypto. You can just sell your airdrops. Live off of that.
Oh, that's going to be great. I am so stoked.
That was essentially 2020 for me. I got so many airdrops that I could probably just lived off of that.
Wow. That's crazy. I'm excited for that. And I think he might come out with the wallet around that time. I know he said it a couple of times that he wants to have the Pulse Chain launched. He said on live stream before he does the wallet. So obviously the wallet could come. I know you're a big Aurochs guy, wallet. I have Aurochs 2 downloaded on my crypto laptop, and I'm going to be playing around more with it, getting comfortable. I do like it. I like all the features.
And the Aurochs team, they reached out to me yesterday. They want to work with Richard. They want to have Pulse Chain on day one on the Aurochs wallet as an RPC. So
let's go.
I've been pushing for that, and so now I got to write Richard and see if he'll go for it. Please, Richard, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. So we'll see in 6 months. Yeah, it'll be fun. I think we'll be in the middle. We're starting our bull run in 6 months. We're going to be having a lot of pumpage going on. We won't need anything if nothing happens, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Josh says best coins for copies.
Top 200.
Boom, right there. And also, we know that some of those top 200 are actually going to be participating in Pulse Chain. Like, yes. I'll just give one for the audience. Shiba Inu. We know Sheeb is going to be participating in Pulse Chain. So
I just retweeted Jeff Kerdakis of TrustSwap, and he said that I interviewed him last year about this. Jeff and I go back way back, and he's like, look, he goes, I'm supporting Pulse Chain 100%.
Yep.
Okay.
You need to find those communities, and because that means ideally there will be a buyer on the other end of your trade. So every coin will have liquidity when launched because of the A&M bot, but it'd be nice if we had buyers on the other end.
Well, TrustSwap will come with their own liquidity, right?
Yep.
That's what I hope for.
So cool. What's up, guys? From Jason. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. We appreciate it. Footsteps catching up at 1.5%.
That reminds me, I got to get 5,000 steps in. I'm going out for my walk here at 3 p.m.
Oh, let's go, bro. Nice. Is the weather nice in Panama right now?
Every day. It's always nice here, man. It's always nice.
Corey, you think Pulse X will do better in the long run than Pulse Chain, or was it the other way around? So I'm very in the same ballpark as Randy on this thought process that I feel like Pulse X, so right out of the gate, the first week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, Pulse Chain will do better. This is my opinion. Then there will be a sell-off when people are seeing what what Pulse X is doing with the single-sided staking, the yield generation, with the buy and burn. So I think first bull run, Pulse X is the winner. That is my opinion. And then, not financial advice, by the way, guys. And then I feel like maybe 2 to 3 bull runs, or in the long term, Pulse Chain will do better. So that is, I think I've heard Randy say that, and you can elaborate a little bit more.
I say it all the time because it seems so obvious that that's what's going to happen. The only reason why I don't think Pulse X is a long-term hold, 10 years out, is because something else will come along that's better.
Exactly. It's just a DEX. Now, but something to talk about is that with PulseX, it has the buy and burn, where a lot of coins will burn. This is a buy. So you have like like somebody coming in and doing a market buy every single day, a massive market buy, pushing up that price. And so it's going to be a very interesting to watch that unfold as we're buying up every single day. And that's
I went
why
5x bigger. My sack for PulseX was 5x
5x bigger.
size
Yeah.
pulse chain.
Wow, that is so awesome.
No, 5x? No, it's like almost 10x. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, math,
Nice.
Randy, math. Come on, buddy.
It took 12 to 18 months post-Hex release before any of us really understood how Hex actually worked on a deeper level. Could it be the same for the emerging correlations of Pulse, PulseX, EHEX, and PX? My opinion, I don't think Pulse and PulseX will, because it's simpler to understand and people already understand layer ones and dexes. It's just it's a common thing in DeFi, where maybe the new crowd, the new people coming in and buying the EHEX or buying PHEX, new generation of Hexakins, will need to do that deep dive on Hex. What's your thoughts on this, Randy?
I think the most difficult thing is Hex.
It's Hex.
But it's also the one that makes us the wealthiest. So
yep.
It just, once you grasp Hex, you're like, holy crap, your head explodes. You're like, this is amazing. T-shares are always getting more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the T-shares are deflationary, which means the payouts on the daily get higher all the time, right?
Like,
I mean, when I first
6.3 right now.
Yeah, 6.3. What the hell?
What were they when you first got in?
Well, 0. It started out as 0, then it just started going up. But I remember back when it was two per T-share.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And the price back then was 1/10 of a penny, 2/10 of a penny.
Right. Oh man.
So I was like, oh man, I'm getting like $14 a day, $15 a day. This is pretty cool. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. I'm making $15 a day. And then at the peak of the bull market, you're talking a house every month.
Only in crypto, man. That's why I love it. All right, SMO Spider. At least we can do it with. The least we can do is hit the smash button. Yeah, guys, hit the smash the likes, guys. Subscribe. We would love that. Please keep commenting in the comments. It helps the algorithm push the show. We're trying to catch some traction here during this bear market. It's been so much fun. Share to yes, thank you. And Mike, will PulseX have low liquidity or high liquidity at launch? You know, Mike, we don't know. It's hard to say. Now, we'll say this. We do, if anything, like Richard Hart loves low liquidity coins just because he likes to see those massive green candles.
And massive red candles.
And massive red. You get, both. Yeah, you get both sides of the coin when you have the low liquidity. But I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see because I feel like he will play that game because that's the game he likes, but it's so speculative. I don't know. What do you think, Randy?
It's
hard.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's really hard to say just because he loves
with Richard. He loves low liquidity. So
I'd be willing to bet definitely on the launch of PulseX and Pulse Chain, we see low liquidity. Just because he's going to want to see those massive green candles, and he knows there's a lot of FOMO in the ecosystem. So it wouldn't surprise me if then we see the low liquidity and then more liquidity coming into the ecosystem as time is going on. So hard to say. It'll be fun to play out, though. I mean, obviously we want to see PulseX Moon. I sacrificed for it, but we want to see some pullbacks for guys who can get in who missed it too. And of course, us too, who want to top our bags.
If you don't need the money, just let it ride.
Let it ride. 120%, man. 120%. So, Doc Clover, Randy, it may be wrong, but I believe crypto in Panama is not that big. But what do you think it would take for it to have more participation? Will they go the same way as El Salvador? Touch on this.
Crypto in Panama is giant. tons of crypto OGs live
That's
here.
why I'm going down there in a month.
Yeah, like it's insane. Everywhere I go, I'm running into people that are in crypto. I mean, there was a reason why Tone Vase was here for 2 months straight. Every week he was doing a new course for trading. There's a lot of retired folks here that have a lot of money, so they're getting into crypto, those kind of things. But if you talk about the government, yeah, the government's slow. We've been petitioning the government. I should say we, because I was with a group that was petitioning back in 2016, 17, 18, to get Panama to adopt crypto. And they were slow to the punch. And then El Salvador beat them to it, right? But now we have legislation that's making, it's not legal tender, but you can satisfy debts and everything with crypto. And that's on the table right now. We're waiting for, it was supposed to be done in May, but President Nito Cortizo kicked it back and said, you guys need to rework this. That was supposed to be last May. And everyone was it was all over the news. And you see people already saying that, oh, Bitcoin's legal tender in Panama. No, it's not. But there's no rules against it. Like I have friends that have where you could walk in, you could buy, you could sell. They're the guys from Czech. I've been working with them for years. We just set up one of our buddies 2 days ago with Tower Bank here in Panama. He got his debit card, and at 2%, he could offboard his money. Can't onboard with Tower Bank, but you can offboard, so you don't have to worry about getting your bank account closed because you're crypto related. Banismo Bank, which used to be HSBC here in Panama before before they got busted for huge money laundering stuff in the US, they had to sell off their Panama branch, and their Panama branch got bought up by Bancolombia, and now Banismo is crypto friendly. So my ETH whale friends all use Kraken, and then they take their money off of Kraken and directly into their Banismo bank accounts. They bought like $1 million house here in the last year by just taking crypto off of Kraken. So it could be done, guys. It's coming, and Panama's going to be one of the havens for that.
I love it. That's why we're coming out there, man. I mean, I'm so excited.
And I want to say something too that Dane said he wanted to hear how I was able to master Panama while others have horror stories. People like talk about Richard. I mean, I love Richard, but he was so naive. He came here in 2004, right after Panama really had its independence from the U.S. and the Noriega goons were still doing their thing, and he got mixed up with the wrong crowd. And he was using bearer shares. If you guys don't know what bearer shares mean, they're these assets that whoever has it in their hands owns it. So they robbed Richard of all his bearer shares, and his bearer shares wrapped up like they're kind of like a trust, but they're on paper. And
really, so like if you own a house and
you put it in a bearer share,
and you own even the other assets that you can put on a bearer share, an actual piece of paper. And if you come and rob this from me, you own all those assets now.
Yeah, that's what happened to Richard. So it was a tragic story. Bearer shares are now illegal. They haven't had them in 15 years, something like that, since before I came. So now it's more of a traditional banking system. But that was a rough time for Richard. I read the whole story that when he was talking to the U.S. Embassy and stuff. So it's very sad. But he had a bad experience, but he was very naive. He came down with a lot of money, and he needed people to help him. And he was still young, and he wanted to party and do all those things. So I think he just got involved with the wrong crowd. Randy did not do that. Randy came to Panama, and I only had $3,000 in my pocket. I had to work. I had to make connections, and I got to know really good people, and I came up with them. We all came up together, and I became a resident. I'll be a citizen this year. I married a wonderful woman. We've been married for 12 years soon, or 11 years soon. I've been in Panama for 12. So
nice, man.
It's gone great for me. I haven't even been robbed. I mean, people talk about, oh, what about petty theft? What are you talking about, petty theft? I've had zero problems.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I cannot wait. Nathan's tuning in. Hell of a show. What's up, Nathan? How we doing? And then we got Corey, an investor. That daily interest is what sold me, especially during the bull cycle. Absolutely, man. I love watching interest roll in with my shares,
6 p.m.
with my Cosa, with my Hija. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful ecosystem.
Yeah.
I love it. What are the benefits of being a validator? Ted, I'm going down that rabbit hole right now. Benefits is you could take your pulse and stake it on your own validator node and earn anywhere. We're speculating it's going to be anywhere from 10 up to 30% APY on your pulse. And so before it was delegation proof of stake where you could delegate it to a validator. It's no longer like that. It's an exact copy of ETH. And ETH is you spin up your own node and you stake your own ETH. It's going to be the same for Pulse. And so there's a couple easy ways to do it. I think Alex from Hedron is going to launch something that will be a plug and play feature. And then myself, I'm actually about a Linux machine server that I'm going to spin up. And and I'm hiring Gamma to teach me all the in and outs of like command line, how to get the node going, like how to troubleshoot the problems. But there'll be some easy alternatives to that. There'll be Alex is coming to market.
I'm going to go with Alex's way.
It's the easiest way. It's like, give me a plug and play. I really want to learn it. That way, if I want to apply that skill set to other ecosystems in the future, I'll know it and I'll know how to do that. And that's why I want to learn this, just to, apply it to other assets. If maybe I don't know if I ever will or not. So
fair enough.
Yeah. 10 Top. What's up, Petsikins? 10 Top's always in the house. And Bird Dog Randy in the house. 10 Top again, and Footsteps. Nice to catch Randy live for a change. Yeah, I got him on in the morning here in the U.S. Yeah. So, Matt, we'll start to wind it down. I don't want to take your whole day today. I just want to end it. You've kind of talked about your Panama journey, talked about how you feel safe there and the differences between Richard and your journey. And I want to just touch on one thing. How did you find Hex? And how did you stay away from all the FUD when everyone was calling that thing a scam? How did you end up having the courage, if you will, to go ahead and push forward investing in the Hex? Because you were there from day one.
Yeah, day one. And it had to be late October. I was just on YouTube, and YouTube recommended Richard's video talking about Bitcoin Hex. And I watched it and I was like, whoo, this is interesting. I never liked you, Richard, but this is interesting. Yes, I like this. I always thought he was the clown in crypto. Always wore the top hats to the shows. And,
yeah.
I never took people like that serious, right? But what he said made sense. And the only thing I knew about Hex or Richard was that he was a Bitcoin maxi. I didn't know that he finally came over to the Ethereum side at the time, and he's doing stuff with Ethereum. So I said, oh, this is cool. So I was at a meeting at Multiplaza Mall with a couple of my friends who are Bitcoin miners, and they're big Bitcoin miners. And they were in the middle of raising funds. They had already picked up a couple million or so. We're at this meeting because I'm doing their social media for them. And I said, okay, guys, gotta stop the meeting. Hex is launched. I got to put in my couple ETH. I think I put 4 ETH on the first day. And they're like, oh, what's that? So I told them, I broke it all down to them. I said, you guys got to check out Hex. This is really cool. And they're like, yeah, we'll check it out. They never did. But I ended up putting all my ETH in the first, I think it was a week or 10 days, something like that. And I forgot about it. All I saw was my value go down. It was getting destroyed. And I said, okay, all right, well, we'll see how this one goes. It's just a lottery ticket. But what I did on day one is I wrote an article on Crypto Daily, which was, it still is a crypto news source. Like, they tried to go after CoinDesk, but they never were that big. They're cryptodaily.uk. And I was talking about Hex, and I put my referral code on there. And I ended up getting close to 1 million Hex just from my referral code being in that article. Back then, if people used your referral, you got free Hex. So that worked out really good for me. And shortly thereafter, I had wrote another article. And sometime in February, I remember that Andreas Antonopoulos, everyone's favorite Bitcoin influencer, because he educates. I never liked him. My wife can't stand him because we actually meet him in person multiple times. He called me out on Twitter, and he said, Randy, you are a scammer. You're involved with Hex and Richard Hart. How dare you? That type of thing on a tweet. And I was like, you little fucker, man.
Yeah.
And I lost 2,000 followers like overnight.
You have a lot of followers in your Twitter. I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, back then I was almost at 30 at that time. This is 2020. And it took me down to about 28. And I got real bitter. I was so upset. I'm like, okay, I'm losing my ass on this token. I'm losing my ass. Andreas is calling me a scammer. All the people that I used to respect, now they don't respect me anymore because I'm involved with Hex. And then all of a sudden I found a Hexologist. And it was right when the lockdowns were beginning in March of 2020. And so we were locked in the house. So all we had to do as a family every night was to watch Hexo. And what a wonderful time that was. We got to know, Corey, the investor, everybody was in there. We had a great time every night, and it was really tight knit. And I learned how to live stream. I started live streaming with RG3 and Kinetics. My great horse incident. You probably don't know what my horse incident was, but I can never talk about it again. But it was we did a live stream.
Ask you on show.
Those are private covers. I'll have to talk about this one privately. But it was just a good old time, And I saw the value of live streaming and kept writing articles until Crypto Daily fired me. I wasn't even paid. I was doing this for free for them, and they wouldn't let me write on their website anymore because I was writing about Hex. So now the only people that still wanted me were the Hexicans. They're like,
found your family.
I found my tribe. Yeah, that's how it really went. And I kept going strong with it and sold off all my cryptos and put them all into Hex, and it ended up paying off really well.
It really will, and I think it's going to pay off even more well here soon, shortly. So that is awesome, man. Well, cool, man. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're a busy guy. You want to shill all your stuff, your socials, I want you to shill your group, man. Your group is great.
Yeah, so I'm Randy Hilarski everywhere. On YouTube, it's Randy Hilarski 1, just because somebody took my name. I don't know why.
Why would someone steal your name? Was this? I mean, maybe you're coming up and they saw you coming up and they're like,
that's what they do.
Well,
that's what people do. Yeah, it's pretty common. But whatever. So there's that, and check out my Patreon. It's no permissions. We're not asking anymore. That's our tagline. So
and I will say the Patreon guys, check it out. It doesn't cost much, and it's packed. I mean, packed full of value. And this
1 week, every week we have our strategy meeting on Thursdays. This week in the morning, next week it'll be at night, so our Aussie friends can participate. And then we have I live stream every night, Sunday night to Thursday night, to help out with that. And if you join the Patreon, you get 30 minutes with me. And I know everyone's like, Randy, you're crazy for doing that. I'm like, listen, I said, if you hustle during a bear market, you will absolutely explode during the bull market.
Yeah.
that's my thing.
Facts.
And everything's on Twitter. You can just go to Randy Hilarski on Twitter. It's all in my bio. It's all there.
Okay. Follow you on YouTube. Obviously, yeah. Excellent, man. Well, cool, man. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. Everyone else here, obviously follow me. I'm on Twitter, Corey Geary. And YouTube, you guys are already here. Like and subscribe and share. And we do have a community also, the DeFi Crypto Alliance, where we're basically training entrepreneurs, real estate guys, anyone like-minded people who are just wanting to grow. In this group, everything about crypto, everything about DeFi, this beautiful asset class, and mainly about Richard Heart's ecosystems, what we mainly focus on, although we do have some stuff outside of the Richard Heart ecosystem. But unlike you, Randy, it's like 95% the RH ecosystem and inside that. And then, guys. So, well, cool, Randy. Well, thank you again. And I'll be seeing you in Panama here shortly. I'll be reaching out. You're not traveling out of the country anytime soon, right? So you'll be around the next couple months.
Now's the time to build, not play around.
That's it, man. I love it. So cool, man. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, Randy.
Cheers, guys.